Okay, this is the getting started with WordPress tutorial. I've posted one of these before for this module, but this one's a little bit simpler. So what we're going to do is install WordPress. WordPress is a very popular blogging platform, but it is pretty good for a general purpose content management system. The idea could be that if you've got a fairly simple site that you need to put in place and you want to let your users um, or your client be able to edit it, then WordPress is a good solution. There's wordpress.com and wordpress.org, and wordpress.org is the good one. They'll host it for you, but I'm going to show you how you can host it yourself. You'll need a decent server. We're using a Linux server. You'll need a MySQL account, and you'll need to download the software. So the most important thing, I guess, is the MySQL. If you're a student, then you'll have a file called /mysql sha. Okay, and in that your password is included. So I'm going to just take a look at that because I need to know what my password is. Cat MySQL sha, and you can see my password is this here. So this is a shell command, and it's just one line. It starts MySQL, so I can do this, go into MySQL. I can copy that and run it, and I'm in MySQL, and I can see my tables, and I don't have any. But the important thing is I've got the password and I've got the account. So the account name is my username, and the database I'm using is my username. We'll need all of that information to get started. So first thing to do is to download WordPress. That first click doesn't actually do the download. We could take the zip, or we can take the tar.gz. We're using Linux, so tar.gz is the obvious thing to do. I'm going to copy that link address, and I am going to wget that file. So I right click, having copied it, I right click in Putty, and it downloads in a trice. There's latest tar.gz. I'm going to go into public HTML, and I'm going to unzip that file. So tar is a backup format used by Linux, and gz just means it's been compressed. And to unwrap that kind of thing, the command is tar xvf. And the file I want to untar is latest. And when I do that, it will create a whole bunch of files. Okay, and they're all in the WordPress directory. And last time I was doing this, I had some complications with permissions, but I think they've gone away now. Let's just go to my web page. So 40, that's the thing, and it's, you can see it all got expanded into the folder WordPress. I can do ls WordPress, and there are all the files in WordPress. In fact, there's thousands of them. If I do tree of WordPress, you can see there's loads and loads of them. 1,000, that is an incredible number of files. Okay, the point is they are all in the top of that tree, way back up here. Top of that tree is WordPress. There it is, WordPress. So WordPress, and this should start the installation procedure. Okay, I don't want to say it's too straightforward. There's a little bit involved. Let's go. Okay, so we need to know the database name, which is my number. You can see I've done this before. The username is the same. And the password, what was that? Cat tilde / MySQL. Okay, so that's the password without the quotes. That's my MySQL password. Database host is localhost, and the table prefix WP, no problem there. Let's do that. And it's given me the contents of the WP config file. So if I go into the WordPress directory and do ls, there doesn't seem to be a WP config. So let's make one up. Cat to WP minus config.php. It would be incredible if I spelled that right first time. WP minus config.php. No, I think I did. Yeah, things can happen. Okay, so whatever I put in here, so I right click and copy, and then if I right click here, that stuff gets put in the file, and Control D will close that file and save it. Okay, let's check the permissions on that file that I just created. What was it? WP config, and that looks good. So with a bit of luck, we can run the install. Okay, site title, I am going to call this a module catalog. I'm planning on just pinching the content from an Napier site. Username Andrew, password. Okay, here's a tip. What I'm going to do is copy that password. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Copy that password, and I'm going to create a password file on my disk, in my Unix account. So that's tilde/tilde is your home directory. So I'm going to edit a password file and just make note that this is 40000036 sect.101.napier.ac.uk. Username was Andrew with a 3. That was the username, and the password is that thing there. And I'm going to encrypt it. So that :X says encrypt, and I've got a password that you can't see. I don't know if I can type passwords and talk at the same time. Yes, I can. So when I say that, if anyone tries to look at that file, tilde, no, I hit tab after tilde pass, so it's searching for a user called pass. So cat tilde/password text. You can see it's just a lot of nonsense. It's been encrypted, but I can get it back if I try and edit it. Then it'll ask me for that encryption key, and if I get it right, then I can see my file. So that means you can reasonably safely store secrets on the drive that even the super user, so I'm super user on this machine, if you stored a file like that, then I could poke around and have a look at it. I could see that file, but it wouldn't do me any good unless I knew how to decrypt it. That's an aside. Point is, we've got WordPress going. Let's get on with this. So that's my password, my email. I'm going to use my Gmail account and install WordPress. And it's pretty quick, but that'll be creating directories. This, I need it now. I need my password, so take that password that they generated for me, paste it, and log in. Okay, and I am at the dashboard, and in the next video I'll show you how we can do some customization of this WordPress site.